So this is the 98 Jimny that I picked up. I've already done the blow-off valve modification video on that. It was already imported from Japan, and I was going to consider doing it myself, but there was a couple already stateside, so obviously it's going to help you avoid some bullshit if you've already got one that's imported. And this thing here is just an extremely clean example. I mean, this thing is in just incredible shape. 38,000 American miles on it, and it's lovely. I wanted something like this for a daily driver because I got into the whole Suzuki Samurai thing, which is on my flowboard's been used. Otherwise, it's just a super nice little truck. It's incredibly clean. It's already got, some white phase gauges in there. Somebody took care of it. They did respray it, which is fine because this color is just awesome. I love gray. My tin top's gray with the crazy black pattern. This thing is just in impeccable shape, So I'm outside of the blow-off valve mod that I already did the video on. There's not a ton of changes between this and say the earlier style, the JA11, but fascia pickup, I'm assuming they changed this a little bit, which kind of can suck because the way this runs together, if you get a fender bender, it'd be harder to find fenders or whatever. And of course, this is usually up here. So, and then of course the hood, these little vents are usually this way on the Samurais and I guess the older J11s. But I do like the little modern mirrors and the grille. Like, this is things that sold me on it. Now, the issue with these that you're gonna find, and there's guys that, I don't know why they're such assholes about it. In the groups, they will talk about the K6A that comes in these. Well, that engine's not notorious for being super reliable. It's notorious for popping head gaskets sometimes. And some of us, it doesn't matter to us because I know I will swap this engine. I tell people, I will LS swap a fucking toaster. You think I care what this engine does? I will put a Honda engine in it, a Toyota engine in it, newer Suzuki. I don't give a shit. So the fact that they cap on that K6A so hard is wild because you can get a newer one and all the bugs have been resolved, like they're just better after you go after 98. But they're telling you, you should have got a J11. And it's just like, I didn't want a J11. If I did, I would have fucking got one. This is coil springs all around. This is a daily driver for me. I wanted a nicer daily driver that got where I wanted to go, that rode a little nicer. And I was in love with this particular look, this color. So people were saying you should have settled for some older shit. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I get the sentiment. They don't have to be so brash about it. They're fucking crazy. Like, I'm getting to do different car communities, and you find out some of the guys with the Jimny stuff is they are what they are, but it's like they can have a little chill. It wouldn't hurt their feelings. But overall, I love the way this thing drives. It's a little extra, I don't know if it's because of the narrow wheelbase or whatever, but it'll overcorrect pretty easy. So I do have a steering kit on the way, so it'll help, help tighten that up. And also having brand new wheels and tires on the way. They should be a little, they're definitely wider. These are like 195. I'm going to a 235 to an 8-inch wide wheel. It's going to kick things out, a little wider track. And today I'm going to be dropping it off the exhaust. So I'll probably upload a short or something for that because I've got the blow-off valve mod done. I have exhaust. I want it to just sound better, run better. It's kind of a jest. It's hilarious to have a 3-cylinder that's turboed. And turns out you can put a Arctic Cat engine in these from a T660, which is actually the same K6A architecture. So if I do that, it's going to eliminate a lot of bullshit with the engine. They're just more dependable. This engine's like 63 horsepower, 64. It'll jump it up to 110. Plus you can do some tuning. One guy hit like 130, 140 with his, which I don't care for that. 110 in this thing will do 70 all day. Not stress the engine. It'll accelerate faster when I'm pulling out in front of traffic, just trying to go with the flow. Cool. So less is more in some scenarios. I'm not trying to make this a race car or anything. I have shit that I've done like that all my life. This does, however, seem to have some type of little lift on it, I'm assuming, because those springs aren't factory. And this does seem to sit a little higher, which is great. I love the height of it. I like these little tires. I'm hoping I can get at least $300 out of them, just because they're decent. They're Toyos, they're good shape. And I'm assuming this is, it's got the Suzuki center caps on the back. The front, this is a vacuum locker for the hubs. So that's just new to me. So hopefully I get some money out of the old wheels and tires, because I've dropped a little over $1,000 on the new tires, new wheels. Kept it with kind of a semi-aggressive tire, and yeah, man, I'm just, hope you guys that are getting into these get to see a video like this and understand, like, it's a very niche thing, I guess, but the way this thing turned out with the color and the little, spare tire, the only thing I want to do body-wise is this section right here. I'm going to build the plate, probably the full length of this, so it matches that height, just a little black gloss plate that'll follow this body line here. And I'll bolt it to this or whatever I have to do. I don't care. I'll figure it out somewhere. Just because my OCD doesn't like to see that unfinished gap right there. And yeah, outside of that, I'll probably do a little extension back here that'll kick off. It'll be like a place for your foot to sit. That way, if I want to get on top of the vehicle to use the rack, something simple like that. It's a less is more thing for me, but this thing did already have like a little pan and chrome track bars and stuff. So somebody did a little bit of work to this thing, and it did a damn good job. So, like I said, these things are just definitely catching more popularity. I jumped into the Samurai stuff this year, and it just snowballed into liking these. And now here I am. I have 3 of this chassis per se, 2 Samurai plus this Jimny. And yeah, if you guys got any questions, I'll answer what I can. They're cool little trucks. Like I said, I like to spread the information about the engine, but you just get the newer, kind of people call it a G-Wagon type looking front end. And yeah, it's just great. Good looking little truck. I cannot wait to swap the wheels and tires. It's probably going to look a little bigger because this shit will kick out versus this looks very, male truckish. And it's a cool look, but it's not as stable as I'd like. I'm just trying to make it safe as I can get it driving to and from work. And the right-hand drive thing is definitely cool. It takes a little getting used to. I'm very adaptable, so it might take longer for others. And I'm probably going to eliminate this little front bracket here for the license plate because I don't play that shit. But yeah, hope you guys are watching this and getting interested in these things, because I'm going to make some more content where I can. Don't know how much I can make with this because I'm doing very limited shit. But if I do get the K6A for the snowblower, which I'm in Houston, so to have one of those shipped down here is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. So I'll need to find a fellow enthusiast help or somebody that's into the car scene that's like, hey man, let me help this random guy make this cool little project happen.